St. X is using Payne. They're using Legal. Saling's rolling out, throwing to Cronin. You also have Benny Butler. Nice block over on the left side by Matt Huff, and he made a good read. Another nice 4-yard gain.
St. X is really using a quick-fire offense now, aren't they?
They are. Handing off quickly. Quick hitters.
Here's Payne near the 10. He has to get inside the 8 for a first down. It was 2nd and 7. They're going to be at 3rd and 2 to 2.5 yards here as we click down near the 2.5-minute mark left in this game.
St. X has plenty of time here. Here it is, off tackle play. St. X likes to run it a lot, get those linemen out in front. Kind of looks like the old Green Bay Packers sweep with Horning and Taylor.
3rd and 3 from the 10 for the Tigers, down by a touchdown and an extra point. They'll flip this one to Butler. He's across the 5. He's tripped up. He has enough for the first down. And St. X's drive continues. 1st and goal down near the 2.
Benny Butler, nice speed on the outside there. St. X looked like they ran that pitch to the weak side of the formation. Bryan Station may be shifting a little too far with the strong side. And they pitch it here to Benny Butler. Gets outside, and really not too many people will block out there.
Legal and Butler line up behind Saling on 1st and goal from the 2. The ball is given to Butler inside. He and Haskins were hit almost, it looked like, by the same defender, Josh Matney.
Yeah, Jim, Josh Matney was there. Eric Shelton also was there. That was who Eric Saling was reading on the play. Shelton's quick enough where he can play both the handoff and the pull by the quarterback.
No gain on the play.
Looks like Shelton right there stuffs him.
It's 2nd down and 2. 1:25 to go in the 4th quarter. It's either a touchdown or nothing. Here's a run up the middle. Close, but not across the goal line. Or did they give it to him? Now a late signal. What did they call?
It's a touchdown. It looked like he got in. It was a late signal by the official, but I thought that he drove his defender into the end zone, and that's where he landed.
It's Nick Legal with the run of 2 yards. Legal's first touchdown of the game, his 16th of the year, and now the onus rests for Lexington on the foot, rather of St. X on the foot of Justin Bickett to try to tie this game.
It was that off tackle play again to Legal, powered his way into the end zone.
With 1:14 to go, St. X is a kick away from Bickett from tying this game. And it's true, right through the uprights. And this championship game could not be any closer. With 1:14 to go, the touchdown by St. X and the extra point has tied this one at 28-28.
This is really exciting out here today. Very emotional game. Two teams playing well, very well, executing on offense. There's Legal getting it into the end zone right there to tie the score, as that was 11-play, 67-yard drive by the Tigers. Now Bryan Station has 1:14 left. They really don't have much of a field goal game, so they probably have to try to score 6 points here, or else, depending on where they get the ball, I wouldn't be surprised to see them maybe just go for the overtime. But they still have 1:14. Haskins has been successful on his passes, but if you get an interception, it's very tricky right here at this time of the game.
Bryan Station does have 2 timeouts remaining. And as you say, a lot depends on where they get this ball on possession after the kickoff by Justin Bickett.
I can tell you one thing, St. X does not want to kick it to Haskins. They're going to try to kick it on the ground again to Claiborne probably. Squib kick it and cover well here.
Claiborne is wide right. Haskins is in the middle. And then left is Marquise Johnson. That one goes to the left and is going to sail out of bounds near the 8-yard line. That'll give Bryan Station decent field position with 1:14 remaining.
I saw what St. X was doing there. They've been kicking it to the right side all game long. Marquise Robinson was the right halfback over here for Lexington Bryan Station. He cheated all the way over to the other side of the field. They were hoping to send it a squib where nobody was at, maybe run down and fall on it, but they didn't want to kick it out of bounds. I know they didn't want to give it to Bryan Station on the 35. Good field position. Bryan Station is a good shot to get down the field.
With 1:14 to go and 2 timeouts, and arguably the best running back in the state in Eric Sheldon. Let's see what Bryan Station can come up with. Needing a score to win this game and 1:14 remaining. Haskins will keep this ball. He's across the 40, taken down at the 44. That'll be a pickup of 9 yards. Second down and 1. Clock continues to tick. It's down to 1 minute now for Bryan Station.
Bryan Station doesn't look like they're hurrying too much. It was a quick huddle, but right here, they might want to throw the ball, actually, get the ball down the field quicker.
Haskins will keep it. He's across the 45. Now the ball is loose near midfield, but it looks like Bryan Station has recovered the fumble. That ball squirted out near midfield, and it looked like it may have won off a leg of one of the St. X defenders. Timeout now by Bryan Station with 41 seconds to go, and they're right near midfield. They do have the first down.
Bryan Station has been rather conservative on their first 2 plays. It looks like they're going to try to move the ball down the field there, but if they didn't get it, they weren't going to be too upset about it. Now they got a first down. They're near midfield. John Nocta, calling that timeout, might want to take a few shots down the field with passes to either Haskins or Robinson, because he's in good field position to do that.
His leading receivers this year, Robert Haskins with 15 catches. Also Marquise Johnson has 15 catches. Haskins in this game is 5 for 10 for 105 yards. He's run the ball 16 times for 98 yards. 1 timeout left for Bryan Station, 41 seconds on the clock, and a 1st and 10 from their own 48. From the shotgun, Haskins. He'll try to get outside, and he's dragged down near the 45 with 30 seconds to go.
Bryan Station was trying to shovel pass there. Haskins rolled right, was going to shovel it underneath to one of his receivers. St. X had it covered pretty good. That's a forward pass. It would have been, but it's safe. Bryan Station not too worried. They're hurrying up a little bit, but not too worried if it goes to overtime.
15 seconds to go. They gained 6 on the play. Now J.T. Haskins will try a pass onto the wing. It is caught near the 40. Still on his feet over there is Johnson. He's driven back to the 45, and time is going to run out virtually. 1 second remains in regulation. This game is going to head, barring a miraculous play by Bryan Station, into overtime with a score of 28 all. They'll have one last shot here with 1 second, it appears, to go. I believe they tried to call the timeout. See John Nocta out on the field. There's the coach of Bryan Station.
They are giving them the timeout with 1 second to go. Enough time for Bryan Station to throw one pass into the end zone. It looked like when he caught the ball, he was tackled. The clock stopped briefly for a moment. I don't know why. It wasn't a first down. It stopped. They might have called timeout immediately. Maybe a coach yelled timeout immediately. But this gives Bryan Station one last shot to the end zone. Hail Mary, see what happens.
Is it an option to try to pitch the ball to Sheldon and see if he can run it in?
I don't think that's an option here. I think they're too far out. St. X will have everybody back deep. He might gain about 25, 30 yards, but he will then meet a host of St. X defenders who are defending against the long bomb. So I don't think that really is an option here. You're going to throw it to the end zone, hope for a miracle.
Greg, give us a rundown of how overtime in high school football works.
Overtime in high school football is a situation where both teams get a possession from the 10-yard line. You get 4 downs to score. If you score, the other team gets a chance, and they score, you go to more overtimes until you have a winner.
With 1 second to go, this is the final play of regulations. J.T. Haskins will throw it from midfield, down the field. It's not loose, and it's incomplete, and we will indeed go to overtime in this Class 4A state championship game. That pass was broken up by Andy Byrne down there. Overtime from Cardinal Stadium in Louisville. We'll come back with that right after this.
If you're not convinced calling 1-800-SAFE-AUTO is a good idea, here are 4 words that will change your mind.
Proof of insurance, please.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Pick up the phone, the call is free. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Samuel Baycoot. As a Peace Corps volunteer in Ghana, West Africa, I help businesses start and grow. And here at home, I help my community grow. My Peace Corps experience has challenged me to find solutions and get results, and that's what business is all about. Peace Corps challenged my assumptions and broadened my perspectives. Through that experience, I now have a better understanding of who I am, what is important to me, what makes me tick.
I'm Anissa Paulson, and I served as a Peace Corps volunteer in Momchograd, Bulgaria. In Washington, D.C., I work as a program coordinator for a literacy organization that works in the public schools. We bring adult reading partners into the schools to read to children. The Peace Corps experience taught me the value of community service, and it is now a lifelong commitment. I learned patience, confidence, and resourcefulness.
Because of the Peace Corps, I'm truly a better person.
Peace Corps volunteers, changing the world, changing America.
Jim Kelch, Greg Brom from Cardinal Stadium in Louisville, Kentucky. The Class 4A state championship game has come down to overtime. 28 all the score. St. X led at halftime 14-6. Bryan Station did a heck of a job on two different occasions of taking the lead in the second half.
Bryan Station moved down the field right from the opening kickoff, got a touchdown, got themselves right back into the ball game. St. X's offense has been moving the ball well. It's been a well-played, well-executed offensive game by both teams. Very physical, one of the best championship high school games that I have ever seen, and I've seen a lot of them out here. Right here, the coaches are talking to their players. First, they're talking about the emotion. Keep the emotion level up. This is for all the marbles. They're going to go out to midfield. They're going to have the coin toss. The team that wins the coin toss is going to choose defense. They want to be on defense so they can see what the other opponent's offense does. Because if the opponent does not score at all, you know all you have to do is kick a field goal and you win the game. So you want to be on defense first, so you know on offense what you have to do to keep the game going or to win it.
Particularly if you're St. X, who does have a proficient kicker in Justin Bickett, 6 field goals this year, and has the range. If you line up at the 10, it's a 27-yard field goal to try to win the game if that's the option they chose on first down.
Exactly. I think St. X definitely has an advantage there if it comes down to the kickers. The way these two offenses have been moving the ball on the ground, though, we might be here a while.
28 all the score. We await now the coin toss, as Greg was alluding to, for Bryan Station coming out. J.T. Haskins and Josh Matney. On the other side for St. X, coming out for the coin toss, Phil Metling. And we'll see who wins this coin toss here. J.T. Haskins, you can see, is making sure that he understands what exactly his coach, John Nocta, wants here if they should win the toss.
It is fairly complicated, and you do need to have good instruction by the referee, and I'm sure he's telling the referee's L.V. McGinty, I'm sure he's explaining it to both captains. Looks like St. X has won the toss. They chose defense. Phil Metling, I can read his lips there. And Bryan Station wants to go to the open end zone. The thing about the open end zone down there are no fans. I think that is an advantage to Bryan Station. I assume that most of the fans in the end zone are probably St. X fans, being the home team. So Bryan Station will go down into the open end zone.
Let's go over the overtime, how it works again, Greg.
Bryan Station will get 4 plays to get a touchdown from the 10-yard line on this particular possession. After 4 plays, they either score or they give the ball up on downs, or St. X gets an interception, fumble, a turnover. After that, St. X also gets 4 plays. Let's say Bryan Station scores a touchdown, kicks the extra point. St. X does the same. We go to another overtime. We do it all over again. If Bryan Station does not score, St. X, all they would need would be a field goal, and then they win the ball game.
Well, we've talked about the St. X kicker, Justin Bickett. Bryan Station's field goal kicker, Ryan Pearl, has 1 field goal attempt this year. That was a 24-yarder in the Trinity game, in which Bryan Station won that contest over Trinity 31-21. So they do not have what you would call a kicking game, and yet again we're talking about a field goal of no more than 27 yards.
Yes, we are. He may be able, that may be in his range. He still may be able to kick this in. It'll be nice if they do have to go to a field goal if he was more in the middle of the field on the 4th down play. That could come in and be a factor here on this possession.
Of course, they're starting from the 10. There's no first down, simply 4 plays and an attempt to get it in. And so Bryan Station goes first. J.T. Haskins, the quarterback. St. X tried what looked like a little trickery there. They may have gotten movement from the offensive line of Bryan Station.
St. X coach Terry Bean went over that in practice yesterday. He told his offensive line, we might do this once during the game, or his defensive line. The defensive line, when Bryan Station was set, they just dropped to their chest, faking a movement towards the line of scrimmage. It caused Bryan Station, just how Terry Bean thought it would do, caused them to jump off sides. That's a great break for the Tigers, pushes Bryan Station back 5.
They're now at the 15-yard line with 4 plays to try to get the ball in. Haskins will give it to Sheldon. He's at the 10. He's nearing the 7-yard line, but he'll go down there. When you have a back like him, that extra 5 sometimes doesn't matter.
It sure doesn't. He gets 5, 7, 10 yards at chunk.
Take a look at that play you're talking about, Greg.
Watch the defensive line from St. X. Bryan Station linemen are set. They fall to their chest. There go 4 of Bryan Station's offensive line. Look how pumped St. X's D-line is. They worked on it in practice, and it worked for them.
Second down. Ball is at the 8. That was the pickup of 7 by Sheldon on the first down play. Inside, this is Shadell. He got a yard, maybe 2. The ball is loose. St. X is saying they have it on a fumble, which would end the overtime possession for Bryan Station. We'll wait for the official's call.
There was a fumble on that play by Shadell. It looks like Shadell recovered it. So that's a huge break for Bryan Station. If St. X recovers that fumble, Bryan Station's possession is over and they get the ball. Right there, nice play. Stuck his hand in, knocked it out. I don't know who that was on the bottom of the line. Number 56 recovered it for Bryan Station. Del Proctor, who's the center, I believe.
Yeah, he sure is. Now it's 3rd down and goal from the 8, from the shotgun. Haskins slipped, almost went to the turf, still on his feet, will throw it toward the end zone, leaping and knocking that away for St. X. Knocking that play and dropping it to the ground is Pat Douglas.
Haskins was looking for his brother across the middle on a crossing pattern. Nobody was open. He had to scramble to his left. There he is. He's looking across the middle, scrambles to his left. Pat Douglas almost came up like Deontay Smith did earlier on the touchdown pass, but he was able to recover because the end zone's back there. You can't get really depth back there, not a lot of room. Nice play breaking it up. 4th down, here is the field goal attempt.
This will be Ryan Pearl. The ball will be placed at the 14, so this is a 24-yard field goal attempt, the exact distance in which Pearl kicked it against Trinity. There's the kick. And it is good. And Bryan Station with a 24-yard field goal has taken the lead in overtime, 31-28 over St. X. Only the 2nd field goal of the year for Ryan Pearl and Bryan Station.
That was a nice kick by Pearl. He went out there with a lot of confidence, got a good leg swing into it. Maybe the reason he hadn't kicked a lot of field goals is because they score a lot of touchdowns. You don't have to kick field goals. Under pressure, he was in the middle of the field. It probably helped him. Punched it right through there. Bryan Station is up 3. Now, if St. X scores a touchdown, game's over right there. If they don't score, Bryan Station wins. If they score a field goal, we do this again.
Justin Bickett may be on the spot, the field goal kicker of St. X, if it comes to that. They stay on the same end of the field, and St. X now gets the possession. 31-28, Bryan Station leads, but as Greg alluded to, only a field goal by the defenders, a touchdown by St. X, and they will gain their 10th state championship overall and their 4th of the 90s.
I look for St. X to run the option again here. It's important to get positive yards on your first play.
Sailing gives it to Payne, and he'll bust it inside for 4 yards down to the 6.
That was an off-tackle play with the lead blocker there. Payne got a nice 4-yard gain there. It puts you in good position on 2nd down if you can get positive yardage. You're not facing a 2nd and long. You can run the ball here. You can throw it. You can roll out. A lot of things you can do.
2nd down after that gain of 4 for St. X. Payne has been a busy man in this game this afternoon. Again, it's Ryan Payne, hit in the backfield, taken down, and a gain of 1. Tackle made there by Robert Haskins. Came up from his cornerback position.
He sure did. Being so close to the goal line, he's playing closer to the line of scrimmage. He fielded really nicely there. Bryan Station strung the play out, got Payne. It's 3rd and 5. Tough down here for the Tigers.
How close would St. X be when they would elect to go for on 4th down versus kicking a field goal, or is there nowhere?
I think they have to be on the 1, if at all. I would probably kick. Let's do this again.
3rd and goal. Sailing will keep it. He's at the 5. He is near the goal line. Let's watch the officials. I don't think Greggy got in.
Now this is a huge call for Coach Mike Glazer.
This is exactly the situation that you just described.
On the 1-foot line, do you go for the state championship right here? Here comes Sailing. Goes around, fakes the handoff on the sweep, dives for the end zone. I don't believe he got in. JT Haskins on the tackle. Big play by the free safety. The thing about this may influence Coach Glazer's decision. He is on the hash, which might make it a tough angle for a field goal. But I think right here, Coach Glazer's going to say, we got 1 foot.
We can't get 1 foot in one play.
We can't get 1 foot. We don't deserve to be state champs. I think he's going to go for it.
Look at the angle that you're talking about. That's a hard kick. Remember, the angles in high school football much further out than in professional football.
Much wider. Coaches for St. X are over there talking about it. Here comes Coach Glazer on the field. Really, this is all you can ask for. You got 1 play. You got the best offensive line in the state of Kentucky. Matt Huff, Will Rabentine, the rest of the guys up there. Issing. You got a great stable of running backs. You played this hard, and it's in your hands right now. 1 foot, kind of like the Ice Bowl game, if you think about it. Green Bay and Dallas, you got 1 foot. I look maybe for Ryan Payne, physical fullback, to get the ball.
Well, here it is. They'll go for it on 4th down from the foot line to win the state title. There's a jump now by the left side of the defensive line of Bryan Station. That was Markeith Gillis who jumped a little quickly. Half the distance from a foot doesn't give them much of an advantage, does it?
It really did. Well, every little inch is an advantage right now, though, but
look how close
it's to Bryan Station's advantage to try to time the snap, though, because they can't be hurt that badly. He's trying to time it, trying to break the play up before it happens. St. X players over there on 1 knee, holding hands, trying to focus all their energy. They feel the emotion. The seniors have been here 4 years for this moment, and they're trying to focus that energy, give it to the 11 guys on the field. Bryan Station players laying on their stomach on the sideline, praying and hoping. There's John Nocta.
Nerves going through that man right now after his team kicks a 24-yard field goal by Ryan Pearl. This is their 2nd of the season to take the lead.
He's trying right now. Tell his defensive line, get up in the gaps, try to time the snap, try to break it up. You've got to push your offensive lineman backwards. A stalemate, probably there's going to be 6.
Look how close that ball is to the goal line.
That's so close. The center, when he adjusts the ball to snap, it'll probably put it over the line.
You're right. Bryan Station,
they played their hearts out. What a comeback.
Brian Jones, Roddy Gibbons laying there. Here it is again, 4th down for the state title. They give it to Payne, and St. X is the 1999 4A state football champion in the state of Kentucky. Well, it's fitting that Ryan Payne, who's had such a wonderful championship game, carries it across the goal line, and pay dirt state title for St. X, their 10th overall and their 4th of the 90s.
Total jubilation by the Tigers. St. X coach Mike Glazer, a lot of guts. He has the best offensive line he's probably ever had. He's got Ryan Payne and the stable running backs. He goes to his bread and butter. He sends a message to his team that we play to win. Here it comes again. Off right tackle, Will Rabentine, nice block. The tight end locks down also real nicely. Hand off to Payne, and he's so strong, he just gets it into the end zone. Celebration time for the St. X Tigers. What an effort by both teams here today.
Fans came out of the stands. The security folks tried to keep them away. The team is huddled down near the goal line where Payne dove across for the winning touchdown, and St. X wins it 34-31 in overtime over Bryan Station. They end the season with a 14-game winning streak and 14-1. Bryan Station with a loss ends at 13-2. There's your final, and there's your celebrating Tigers of St. X. We'll come back to wrap things up from Cardinal Stadium after this.
Your trip to the bank just got shorter. Your rate of return higher. And your financial goals closer. Because now there's Telebank, a smarter way to bank that's helping thousands of people across the country earn more on their money. We don't build a branch on every corner. Instead, we do business online or over the phone. Less overhead for us, better rates for you. And because we're a bank, we're FDIC insured. Call now to find out about our money market accounts that pay double the national average. CDs with yields in the top 1% in the nation for 10 years running. Or visit our website for an interactive comparison of how much more you can earn with Telebank. Call now for a free information kit to find out how you can earn hundreds more. And if you open an account by December 31st, we'll give you $25 to get you started. Banking just got better, and your savings just got bigger. Telebank. Banking.
You ever really known a gracious winner? Sure, after the game you might shake hands or tell him great job. But what you're really thinking is anything you can do, I can do better. Now at Sam Swope Mitsubishi, drive home a 2000 Galant and pay nothing down. No payments and no interest till January 2001. Huge savings on the #1 family sedan under 20 grand. The 2000 Mitsubishi Galant. More car than Accord or Camry for a lot less money. Boy, that sounds good. From Sam Swope Mitsubishi.
Make a wish and watch your entertainment dreams come true with Showtime Unlimited and digital cable. Enjoy more movie choices than ever. Showtime delivers exclusive Hollywood hits. The Movie Channel is 100% pure movie fun. For the movie generation, there's Flicks, and Sundance Channel is your 24-hour film festival. Digital cable brings it all to you at one low price. Make all your dreams come true. Order Showtime Unlimited and digital cable now.
Title game, but what a wonderful season they've had and what a wonderful game they played.
You have to feel for the Bryan Station defenders. They're champions too. This is one of the best, most evenly matched games I've seen in a championship game. They played their hearts out. It's not much you can say, though. It hurts right now, but these guys, a lot of them are juniors. I wouldn't be surprised if they're back here again next year, but what a great effort by Bryan Station. There's the emotion of the game.
That was 54, Andrew Crawford. Now here's the other side of the field, and the St. X Tigers of Mike Glazier, his 201st career victory at the helm of this Louisville Catholic school, and they win it 34-31, and Mike Glazier standing there with one of his players. That's Greg Rocky, 5'9" senior, backup fullback, and what a great game for them. They too had a great season, and they were able to pull it out. They really had to bounce back in the second half, didn't they? Because the momentum of this game had switched to Bryan Station, and had they had a little bit better field position late in the fourth quarter, they were able to win it in regulation.
What toughness, what mettle inside of the St. X Tigers. 2 weeks in a row, they have to drive down the field on the last drive of the game. Last week to win, this time to send it into overtime. I saw Coach Mike Glazier there take a big sigh. What a relief. The pressure is always on St. X High School. They're the preseason #1 team in the state. They always prepare for game 15, and all their preparation paid off today.
Eric Sheldon ends up with 213 yards rushing for Bryan Station. We see the presentation of the state championship 4A trophy out on the field there, and that's the runner-up trophy going to the Bryan Station defenders. It may not mean a whole lot to them now, but it certainly will down the road, and accepting the trophy for Bryan Station is Josh Matney, 5'10" senior. Take a look at the final stats of this game. The total yards virtually even, passing yards even, rushing yards in favor of Bryan Station.
Bryan Station really got their running game going in the second half, put up some good numbers, outgained St. X, but I tell you, it really was an even game. Very few turnovers. These guys can be proud of the way they played today.
Only the one turnover in the game. That was the interception by St. X in the near the end zone at the goal line. Turned out to be a big play in this game.
Coach Glazier accepts with his team the state championship trophy. It's the 5th time that he has coached the state championship team. He lives and breathes St. X. He's been there since he was a kid, and he just represents his team with great pride. And St. X can be really proud of the way they played today.
Greg, let's take a look now at some of the highlights of this incredible championship game.
Right here's the first touchdown, handoff to Benny Butler. Cut it up inside and then just outran everyone to the goal line, breaking a tackle to make the score 7-0 St. X. They broke out like they wanted to. Back comes Eric Shelton. X did a good job early, kind of shutting him down a little bit, but that doesn't last very long with Eric Shelton.
That was a 77-yard run by Sheldon there to tie the score.
They missed the extra point,
Correct.
7-6. So St. X comes right back. After Bryan Station went down and almost scored, a penalty nullified it. They came in and scored St. X to take the lead before halftime, 14-6. Here comes JT Haskins on that rollout play where Robert Haskins, his brother, got lost behind Deontay Smith. He caught it, tight rode the sidelines, went in to take, I believe it was a 21-14 lead at that time. Nick Legal tied it up at, well, I don't even know where we're at this point.
I think we're at 28 all on that touchdown.
28 all.
Then the 24-yard field goal. This is overtime, and there's the final play of the game as Ryan Payne dove across with the touchdown, his second touchdown of the game, and there you see the teams shaking hands. A battle between these two teams out of Lexington, Bryan Station, and out of Louisville, St. X. 34-31, St. X wins this game. I want to thank everybody involved, including our executive producer, Tom Burnett, our producer-director, George Rasmussen, our statistician in the booth, Jeff Edwards. For Greg Brom, this is Jim Kelch. Again, that final 34-31 in overtime. St. X wins it. Congratulations to the 4A state champion, St. Xavier Tigers. Good night, everyone.
Welcome to the NHL, Columbus. Welcome to the NHL, Columbus. Windy City's going to blow you away.
Welcome to the NHL, Columbus.
Leave your tractors at the border, eh?
Welcome to the NHL. Columbus, Ohio, are you serious?
Welcome to the NHL.
Nashville's waiting for you.
Welcome to the NHL, Columbus.
We're talking about the Motor City, Columbus. Come get some.
See you in 2000, losers.
Fox Sports News Primetime wraps up all the day's NFL action. All the hits, all the big plays. It makes me wish I could play football, but I have an eating problem. And I'm allergic to my own perspiration. I perspire just watching football, especially when it's NFL highlights on Fox Sports News Primetime. NFL This Morning. Join Chris, Marv, Jackie, and Chris for a wild hour of pregame power. NFL This Morning, Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
If you're not convinced calling 1-800-SAFE-AUTO is a good idea, here are 4 words that will change your mind.
Proof of insurance, please.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Pick up the phone, the call is free. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. SAFE-AUTO.
What do these 3 people have in common? They all have Parkinson's disease. So do over 1.5 million other Americans. More people than have multiple sclerosis, Lou Gehrig's disease, and muscular dystrophy combined. Parkinson's affects not only the patient, but the entire family. If you have Parkinson's disease, you want to lead the most active life possible for as long as possible. That's why you need to call the American Parkinson Disease Association at 1-800-223-2732. Find out about the latest advances in research, the most up-to-date information, and the best help and support in your area. Ask for our free newsletter. If you think you or someone you love may have Parkinson's disease, call to get help now. And please support the American Parkinson Disease Association. Call 1-800-223-2732.
Everybody plays at the College Football Hall of Fame. Enjoy the sights and sounds of the game. Test your skills in the training center. Encounter the heroes and the history of college football. Whether you're a diehard fan or a casual spectator, there's something for everyone at the College Football Hall of Fame. Open 7 days a week in South Bend, Indiana. And be sure to visit the Hall of Fame on the web.
As soon as the Lakers were able to hire the Zen Master, Phil Jackson, to be their new head coach, Jerry West, along with many Laker fans, began to envision a new set of championship banners being hung in this brand new Staples Center.
Do you think right now that the key elements for seriously contending for a championship are in place, or are you still missing a couple elements?
Well, you know, I think every year when you go to training camp, and certainly our expectations are a lot higher than maybe most people, and it puts pressure on everyone, people in the front office, players, and particularly coaches also, because the coaches put a lot of pressure on themselves. But, you know, when I look at our team, you know, we don't have as many big bodies as we have before, and that obviously concerns you, but at our skill positions, we're unbelievably skilled. Kobe Bryan, Glenn Rice, and Shaquille O'Neal, I think 3 of the top 25 players in the league on one team. But to say 3 guys can get it done, no. This is a team effort, and we need our other players to be able to come in and play roles. Those are the things that most concern us, because we think we're as talented as maybe most teams in the league, but we've added an ace in the hole, obviously, in Phil Jackson. We think he's the coach that's going to come here and put together some of these players, make them understand the importance of playing together, learning how to win close games, learning how to win wearing games, and when you lose one of those kind of games, to be able to bounce back with a great effort the next night. And that's what coaches do, and particularly the great ones.
Was Phil Jackson a Jerry West hire, or was Phil Jackson a Jerry Buss hire?
Well, you know, I think it's a combination of all of us in front of the Laker front office. You know, one of the things that you hate to do, I mean, you hate to change coaches. That, to me, it's painful for us internally to do that. And I think regardless of what our coaches would do, the question that most was asked me at the end of the year, you know, what's the coach's position next year going to be? Are you going to retain him or not? That's grossly unfair for us, and it's grossly unfair for the coaches themselves. That question won't be asked regardless of how we finish our season this year. Phil Jackson is here for the duration, and we expect that he's going to lead us to the promised land that we want to get to.
Is the biggest reason why it's unfair to the coach because the players in the back of their mind think, well, this guy's not going to be around for very long anyway, so why should I listen to him? Why should I respect his authority?
Well, you know, I think when a coach wins a lot of games, has done a great job, and I'll use Del Harris as an example. He's a friend of mine, and it's troubling he's not coaching us anymore, but the reality of the situation is that when you're in this business, you try to get the very best players, and Phil Jackson simply had the best credentials of any coach we've seen available in a long, long, long time. And his ability to work with people, his toughness, I think all those factors enter into bringing new coaches in, and also new players.
You know Kobe, and you know Shaq, and most of the players as well as anybody on this planet. Do you think they had the mental capabilities to handle a challenging offense like the triangle offense?
Well, you know, it's not as complicated as people make it. This is an offense designed really for a center, and Chicago didn't have one of those dominant low post centers, and so consequently they made Michael Jordan their feature guy, and obviously, you know, the greatest player I think in the history of basketball. He could have prospered in any kind of offense, but he may not have been able to win as much as he did in Chicago. And I think that the sacrifices he made sometimes to run this offense ultimately, in the end, made it easier for him, because it's hard to double team people in this offense, very hard. And I think Shaquille will be the beneficiary of that. But this is not about somebody that's not smart enough. Shaquille and Kobe are 2 very bright people. That would never be a question. I think the most important thing is not to get frustrated early with what's going on, and to understand it's going to take a while for everyone to get on the same page and be able to run it not only effectively but smoothly.
Do you think those 2 players had the maturity to understand it's going to be a lot of frustration in the first month, but in the long run it'll probably pay off for them?
Oh, I don't think there's any question. You know, Shaquille's 27 years old, and the only thing he really cares about is winning. Kobe Bryant is 21 years old, and I don't like to make excuses for young players at all. But I think people have the wrong attitude about him. He cares very deeply about whether he wins or loses. And one of the most awesome competitors I've ever seen. And I think he and Shaquille mirror each other in many different ways, except they play basketball a little bit differently. And I think this is one of those things that will help them come together and contribute to get us where we want to get, and that's to try to win another NBA championship.
When we come back, Jerry West talks about the disappointing Laker years and his excitement for his beloved purple and gold in the years ahead.
I get frustrated myself when I don't feel that maybe we're playing our best or giving our best.
Hi, I'm Gary Collins. Did you know that over 1 million Americans are waking up to a revolutionary new way to sleep on air?
I slept more soundly right from the start.
I'm not tossing, I'm not turning.
She has her comfort level, I have mine, and we can change it at will.
They're talking about the Select Comfort Airbed. And now you can get the whole story in this catalog and video absolutely free. Inside, you'll discover a mattress so comfortable and supportive, we guarantee you a better night's sleep. Plus, you can adjust firmness on both sides of the bed at the touch of a button. Unlike metal coils that can create pressure points and water beds that can bend your spine, Select Comfort contours to your body. So, find out why over 1 million Americans, including me, are waking up to Select Comfort. Call for your free catalog and video today.
To get all the exciting details on this new and better way to sleep on air, including your free Select Comfort Airbed catalog and free sleep video, call toll-free 1-800-248-3117. That's 1-800-248-3117.